Hello YouTubers out there, this is Jerry Saravia at the movies. So, as most of you know, about a week or two ago now, Stephen Collins, an actor who's been in a number of film and television roles throughout his career, mostly I remember him being a teenager in the 80s. I remember him from 1983's or 82's, I think, Tales of the Gold Monkey TV series, which was more or less meant to be an Indiana Jones wannabe, but for television. And I remember him also from Star Trek: The Motion Picture and a few other roles here and there. He's one of those actors that would pop up a lot, and I would always recognize him. Um, Now, a lot of people, I guess, now are mentioning Seventh Heaven as the TV show that they know him from. I've never seen the show, so I can't really comment. I actually had forgotten that he was in it. So, of course, there are these now allegations that he had molested some kids between the ages of 11, 12, and 13, according to his wife, who now I guess he's divorced from, Faye Grant, an actress who I know from Internal Affairs, and of course she's had several different roles here and there. So this whole it's a scandal, and although there are allegations, there is that audio tape. Some have disputed its authenticity. I would say it's fairly clear what it is and what he's saying and what he's referring to, so I certainly have no doubt about it. But that, of course, this always brings up that question, doesn't it? When an actor or an actress or an artist or whoever the case may be that's in the field of arts, the arts and sciences, when they do their work, can they be separate? Can it be separate their private lives? Now, I've always said that yes, they can be. I mean, listen, I'll be the first to admit I have no problem watching a Roman Polanski film, because the difference I think with Roman Polanski is that he is not making films about him trying to lure young 13-year-old girls by doing a French Vogue magazine layout, photographing them in a whirlpool, telling them to get naked and forcing them to have sex with him. This was one isolated incident in which this happened. Allegedly, it may have happened again with Charlotte Lewis, but we're not going to get into all that. The point is, he doesn't really make films that revolve around that. So he makes films that are fairly dark, and that he's made a career of doing it. Everything from Chinatown to The Tenant to The Ghost Rider to, the list goes on, Repulsion, etc. But he doesn't make films that reflect that. See, it's the same thing with Woody Allen. Woody Allen doesn't make films where his characters marry a adopted daughter that they raised. This is a thing. So, but with the case of Stephen Collins, apparently he did make a film, a short film called Penance, and it was shown about a couple of weeks shy of the scandal at a film festival. So in there, he plays a priest who's been accused of being a pedophile. So, there you go. There's real life and art coinciding, literally. Now, can I watch Tales of the Gold Monkey, which was a series that I had considered getting on DVD. I almost did a year ago and I didn't. And the answer is now I just don't know. I don't know if I can do it. Because it's not that, I mean, listen, I got the Naked Gun series on DVD, and O.J. Simpson is in those. And we know O.J. Simpson definitely, well, I'm sure there are people who believe he had nothing to do with the murder of Nicole Brown, but I believe he did. And murder and then murdered innocence, I guess it's kind of like, what's the difference? But in this case, I just feel funny about it. I mean, it's not to say I would never revisit a Tales of the Gold Monkey episode, but perhaps not just yet, because this scandal has outweighed anything he's done. And speaking of scandal, Stephen Collins has been cut from an episode of Scandal, and he was apparently dropped from his talent agency, and also he was excised his role from Ted 2, obviously a sequel to Ted. And he had to resign from the National Board of the Screen Actors Guild. So, meanwhile, the TV Guide Network and UPTV have pulled the plug on airing Seventh Heaven reruns, which now affects the people that have appeared on Seventh Heaven, because they will not get the residuals from the reruns. So, no more reruns, no more money. That's the end of that. And of course, Stephen Collins is not going to receive a nickel, I'm guessing, from anybody. I mean, I think it's pretty much over. So he's still not come out publicly to say anything. I don't know what it is he could say at this point. It's probably better just to stay out of the spotlight. But the thing is that now, this is a difficult situation. Can you really, and I've talked about this before on this show, can you separate the art from the artist? Or let's put it this way, can you separate their private lives, which is so clearly focused nowadays because of TMZ and social media and cell phone cameras? A celebrity nowadays, no matter who you are, you can't get away with anything anymore. Now, I'm not saying, of course I'm not saying at all that he should have gotten away with this. These are incidents from almost 30 years ago now. And it's come out that he, and then there's the audio tape. So, but can you really let go? And the truth is, it's perhaps not easy depending on the situation. And I think that's the thing. But make no mistake, the only reason any of us ever knew who Stephen Collins was is because he's an actor. Nobody would know who he is had it not been for the fact that he was an actor, and a successful one at that. And that's what people have to remember. Now, that's not to say that they can do whatever they want privately. Kill people, have sex with children, whatever the case may be, is wrong. And you should be punished for it like any citizen would be, or resident of this country, under the laws that are out there. You should be punished. So I'm not excusing his actions, not at all. But what I am saying is this: where do we draw the line? In this case, the line has been drawn for me. So I guess what I'm saying is that I feel maybe I've been wrong in the past to say that we can't separate, that we can rather separate the two. I guess we can't sometimes. This is just something that, when it comes to children, it's wrong. Now, it's not to say that murdering your wife and her lover is any better. It's not. But I guess because with O.J. Simpson, who I really only ever see in the Naked Gun movies, it's not like I watch his older stuff. It's just funny to see him being tossed around and beaten and flung about. It's funny. So I guess it's easier to deal with. When it comes to Woody Allen, hard to say. I don't really know what to make of that situation. His name had been popping up again not too long ago. So I don't know. I guess it depends on who you are. And with Stephen Collins, it just feels, I would feel a little uncomfortable looking at anything he's in right now. I'm not saying I would never watch anything that he was in, because movies are forever. The allegations and whatever is actually proven, and in this case I think technically it has been, will always be there too. But where does one draw the line when it comes to other people and what they do in public? My thing is that don't go after, let's put it this way, I don't think we should go after celebrities for every little thing they say. Tom Hanks got in trouble, I guess 2-3 years ago, for saying something about World War II, because he helped produce the HBO series about World War II. And course, now I can't think of the name. Oliver Stone, of course, on occasion makes a remark, and well, oh yeah, he supports the dictators from around the world who could be murderous and this and that and the other. Everybody goes through something, but I guess when you start attacking Jonah Hill for using the F word slur against gays because he said the word to a paparazzo, come on, are you kidding me? This is really not that important, people. Are we going to judge Jonah Hill's career based on a racial slur? Or, in this case, a slur against a homophobic slur? No. I'm not. Because we'll forget about it. We should. But it's there forever when it comes to the internet, so this is not like, back in the days before there was Google, there was a library, and you might come across a book called Hollywood Babylon by Kenneth Anger, and find out stories about some of your favorite people from the past. It's not the same, because you have to search it out. And I'm not even sure, to be honest with you, that in the past people cared all that much about the private lives of actors, actresses, and directors, and artists in general, composers, musicians, etc. So, but in the case of Stephen Collins, this seems to be something that will take me a little while to kind of just forget about, because now I see his face and now that's all I can think about. So I'm saying I'm wrong for what I said before in other shows, that we should be able to separate the two. Sometimes it is a little tough. So, hey, there it is. Those are my 2 cents. And this is Jerry Saravia at the Movies, signing off.